Hello and namaste. Welcome to Good Yoga. My name is Kelly McKibben, and I am a certified professional Kripalu yoga teacher as well as an integrative yoga therapist. I'm here to share with you a session of invigorating gentle yoga. This is a series of movements that particularly stimulates optimal digestion. It's also very confidence building. You'll find in the psychosomatic body a sort of dynamism that builds self esteem and clears away issues of stress, illness, and dis-ease. So let's get started. Start on the back of your mat, extending your legs. Bring your hands to your hips and just scooch up out of your waist. You want to try and maintain a tall seat with somewhat active legs. This is called glute scooting. And what we're doing is walking gently forward on the buttock cheeks, allowing there to be a gradual progress towards the front end of your yoga mat. If you can pull up the pelvic floor into your abdominal core, you'll probably feel some of the activation. Let's go in reverse and have a little bit of fun with this. My students also call this hiney hiking. Some of them love it, and some of them not that much. I'm sure you've had that experience in yoga classes as well. So here we are, pull-asiding the buttock flesh, and go ahead and take one shin in, stacking rather than interlacing your hands on top of that shin. Go ahead and lean diagonally backwardly, and again, tone the abdominal pelvic core. Now release your hands and see if with that same elongated and strength in your back, you can lean back a little bit and just pick up that foot for 3 and 2 and one more breath in and release. Let's do the other side. Stack, lean back, engage your core, and then extend your arms and lift that foot. 3, 2, 1, and 0. Very good. Release. Step your feet to the floor and a little bit more widely apart. And then go ahead and lean diagonally backwardly. And let's get some action going. Again, in the lower back, the abdominal pelvic arena, and also the inner and outer thighs. If you were to lift your chest a little bit and allow your shoulder blades to drop down the back, can you also feel how the shoulder blades act like little hands massaging into the back of your lungs and heart? Good. One more on each side. Okay, good. Come on back to center. And this time, we're going to draw aside the buttock flesh. The knees will remain bent at this time. And there's some choices here. You can drop back onto your elbows, and you can also modify with your hands here on the yoga mat, extended arms, and you can even lie down during this next series. Okay, so I'll start with the full instruction on the elbows. And here we're going to try to create some dynamism with the active leg thrusting forward and then pulling inwardly. Draw the chin slightly into the chest, lengthen the neck, and strengthen those shoulders away from your ears. Draw one knee in, and then with a vigorously kick that leg diagonally parallel to the non-moving leg, okay? Ha! Let's do this for 12. Ready? Inhale. Ha! 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 Sound from the core. Ha! Ha! Ha. Ha. 4 more. Ha. Kick it out. Ha. Ha. And ha. And release. Take a moment to refortify your shoulders. You might even want to yawn to treat your neck. And let's try this on the other side. Engage the pelvic arena, the abdominal core for 12. Ha, 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 ha. Make your sound. Ha, 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 ha. 2 more. Ha, and ha. Very good. Release. And extend one leg and then the other. And if you can, extend the arms and come on back to seated. We're now just going to put the hands parallel at the level of the chest and sitting up as tall as you are able. Twist and return. Twist to the same side and return. Okay, and it's this movement, but we're going to invigorate this movement again with the ha sound. You ready? Ha, ha for 12. Ha, 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 ha. 4 more. Ha, 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 and ha. Pull up your knees. Place both hands flat at the top of your shins. Draw the shoulders back and down and the elbows in and back. Keep the chin slightly tucked and lengthen the back of your neck. And I'd like you to really feel your shoulders drawing down the back, lifting the upper chest for 3 and 2 and 1 more breath in. And good. Release. I'm going to just spin to the other side so we can practice it with more of a visual. Extending the legs. And again, float the hands about the level of the upper chest. We'll be twisting and returning to the other side. And again for 12. Inhale, begin. Ha. Ha. Don't be afraid to ha. Make sounds. Ha. 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 4 more. Ha. 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 And ha. Very good. Release. All right. Can you feel the dynamic engagement of your personal energy? Soak it up. Draw the elbows in as you stack the hands. Pull the elbows back, the shoulders back and down. Level the chin or tuck the chin slightly. And invite those shoulder blades to strengthen into the back as you elegantly expand and lift the chest. And 1 more breath in and out. Very good. Now, if possible, can you release your elbows, your hands, or go ahead and stretch out on your back again? I'm going to draw those shoulder blades into the same level of strength and diligent effort to support your back. And just lift one knee and foot off the floor, and then lift the other. Okay, so we're just going to flex at the ankles and then point the toes. It's not unusual to start to collapse on your shoulders. Let's be very aware of this as it's a supportive factor in the diligent application of your effort and the strength of your jaw, neck, and shoulders. Okay, good. Let's hold the flex here and extend one leg and then bend. And if you can, when you extend it, keep the thighs parallel to each other. And that's 4. We're trying to do about 8 to 10 of these movements, depending on your own pace and stamina. Remember, we're in it for the long haul. So how about one more? Okay, and lower that foot, return the opposite leg, and pull forward. Okay, sit nice and tall. And if you can, bring the arm to the inside of the bent knee and then join me in a twist. Okay, now it's not unusual for practitioners to lean back. We don't want that. We want a tall, spiraling spine. You might see that I'm using this knee to push into my elbow. That gives the torso so much support to sit tall and breathe. Now it's more important to twist out of the waist and rib cage, but if you can comfortably turn your head, feel free. And we're going to make another invigorating series of sounds. You'll get really familiar with this in our series. And the sound again is ha. We'll do this for 8. Inhale, ha, ha, ha. Use your core, ha, ha, ha. 2 more, ha, and ha. Okay, 3 more breaths. If you'd like more of a challenge, you can bring your arms out into a T posture and even extend your hands with flexed wrists. Inhale and exhale. Good. Release. And come out of your twist and once more stack your hands, shoulders back and down, elbows pulling back. And soak up the goodness of your efforts as you continue to build prana, or the dynamic life force, bioenergy, or your own stimulation of resources within you. Okay, good. And release. Now I'm going to again turn, extend the legs. Okay. Relax onto the elbows and then fortify. And then the other knee. And here we go. Ha, 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 ha. Let's do one more. Ha. Pause for a moment to lengthen and tone. Breathe in. And then lower that leg. Reach and reach. And clasp to get your length in the torso and spine. And then again, we'll twist. Okay? You might put your arm alongside the bent knee leg and then place your hands as closely as you can to the tailbone. So this grounded hand acts as sort of a stilt to encourage length and space. Yeah, for your breathing. So important. Okay, good. Breathing all the way out. You may take the arms again and extend them, even flexing the wrists to further feel a radiant empowerment from the solar and heart plexus. Inhale. Good. Exhale, release. And then both knees, stack hands at the top of the shins. And take again this empowered pose of being confident and grounded and serene in your feet and buttock, even as your back feels like a wonderful lightning rod of strength. Okay, can you feel yourself warming up? I hope so. All right. Wedge your hands again in the back of the thighs near the knee creases. And we'll lean diagonally back, and you can see that I'm lifting my heels a little bit. You may try that. So stay here. You can always return here if need be. We're headed into an upward facing boat series. I'm going to slowly lift my feet and bring my thighs up and my shins parallel with the floor. It helps to flex the ankles to keep the conductivity of support moving through the knee and ankle joints. You might stay here, okay? You can go back at any time, or you can lengthen the legs. Don't worry about any trembling, any quaking. That's quite normal. And feel the triumph of your own self-esteem, but also respect your own vulnerability here. You can always extend one arm and then the other, or you can try extending both arms for 3 and 2 and one more breath in, and then see if you can come slowly out. All right, very good. Take both arms beside you, behind you, and let's step the feet more widely apart and just rinse this in with some slaloming, some rocking of the knees from side to side. And then if you feel like adding something to this movement, an upper spinal twist, we want to take the knees to one side and twist the opposite arm around to that side. Can you feel the twist and the effect it's having again on the pelvic, abdominal, solar, heart plexus, and you're even nourishing aspects of your throat. Can you feel how far you can turn? And also let your eyes gaze as far as they can see. Wonderful. One more on each side. Hello. Let this be fun. All right. So come on back to a centered seated position. And I'm just going to play with you a little bit. This is a spinal rocking practice, and there are certainly some alternatives if this seems like too much for you for any reason at all. I'm going to wedge my hands again under my knee creases, and again, take some strength into the shoulder blades. Tuck the chin, and breathing in, exhale. Ha! Okay? Ha! 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 Keep going. If you're at all concerned about that kind of movement, feel free to just thrust your legs up. Again, the same sound. Ha! 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 And 2 more. Ha! Ha! Very good. Come on up, and in whatever way feels the most welcome, wise, and supportive to you, put back onto your shoulders, supporting yourself by your elbows and your forearms by your side. This is a variation of Matsyasana, the fish pose. We're going to be, again, doming the solar and heart plexus and very much opening some strength along the extended legs. You can tell this would be an unskillful practice to collapse on the shoulders. So do your best to lengthen these shoulder blades away from the ears, okay? So can you see the length as well as the extension in my spine? Now, I'm gonna discourage you from letting your head drop back. The head is very heavy, and the cervical vertebra and musculature are not very prepared, especially as we age, to handle that kind of severe spinal extension. So see if you can bear the weight of your head in this position. If you'd like to go further, just further lift the chest. Sometimes it helps the neck if you would like to yawn. You could guppy fish in slow motion. All right, very good. And then see if you can use these core muscles to sit up. And then our last seated practice is just coming back to this home base where we pull the shoulders back and down and strengthening the arms, help to lengthen the spine. This is really good for posture. Okay, how many of us do so many frontally oriented things in our lives and start to lose the strength and length in the upper back? Okay, so release onto your back and then rest. Let your body digest and assimilate some of your practices so far. We don't want to rapidly move from thing to thing without what one of my teachers calls making space for grace. The idea that sometimes our mental activity runs much more quickly, even can rev, and the body is left behind. It has a slower pace and it needs to integrate and assimilate our experiences, and we need to allow that. So, a couple more breaths here. Okay, very good. So we're just take the hands and lengthen the arms. Hands are pressed gently together. I really like this particular posture. I do this with my students every week. We're going to press the hands firmly together and retract the shoulders down into the floor, okay? And then extend, or you could call it shrugging the shoulders upwardly. Okay, can you see I'm not bending my elbows? So this movement comes from the flexibility as well as the strength in the whole shoulder plexus. Breathe in as you reach the shoulders upwardly. And then how far and completely can you exhale, retracting the shoulders? Good. And 3, and 2, and 1, and 0. Okay, your shoulders, upper back, and chest. Well, thank you very much. Now, if possible, we're going to take the hands and stack them behind the head. And remember, we're stacking and not interlacing. It's much better, again, for the hands when you have any sort of inflammation in the hands or fingers, or you don't want to have that experience. Okay, some more abdominal core activity. I'm going to draw the forearms right alongside the head. So we'll call that a head sandwich, okay? And you might want to look this way for a moment before you begin. Flattening the back, engaging as much of the pelvic floor, zipping it into the abdominal core. Will once again bring the legs to a right angle at the hip and the knee. And flex the ankles and you've got another right angle, okay? So I'm not going to pull on my head, but I'm going to lift my head. And at the same time, I'm going to draw my elbows towards my knees and my knees towards my elbows. And then with the knees bent, we'll go back and forth. And you know what? The slower, the better. Okay? Blow out through the mouth. And inhale through the nose. And again, remember the head sandwich. Perhaps you can already feel the burn and wonder if you can cope, thrive, or give up at this time. Try for one or two more. And you don't have to, but sometimes the mind will give up before the body can offer the stamina to fully complete its challenge. So I'm going to do one more. Okay, and then lower my feet, free my hands and arms to my sides, and then please extend the legs, okay? Let your feet fall open and your palms face upwardly on the floor. And feel free to let out a sigh, inhaling. Okay, the body loves to make sounds, and by doing so, is invited to release deeper tension and know that it is okay to digest and assimilate the dynamic application of effort that you are also applying. Okay, we're going to repeat the modified fish pose. So in whatever way you're able, again, walk up onto your elbows. Place your elbows underneath your strong shoulders. Lengthen the spine and expand the upper chest. Level the chin over the floor. And if you'd like, you can lengthen the neck, but again, do your best not to drop the head back. Okay. This is all about breathing, and back bends are invigorating and heating. This posture has far-reaching effects on the internal organs, especially in the torso. We can focus on the heart and lungs, also on the pancreas, the stomach, the spleen, the liver, the gallbladder, of course, the entire intestinal tract. Okay, can you take one more breath in and out? Okay, very good. And then do your best to stretch out again. And then let's allow a sacred pause. Sense every cell in your body optimizing, bathing, enjoying the effects of your movement and stillness. And trust that all of these cells are organizing intelligently around their functioning. Our next series of movements in this more invigorating postural flow, you might want to sit on your hands, forming a wedge to further protect your lower back. If you've got a lot of strength in your core, And you can maintain the elongation and engaged press of your lower back towards the floor. Then you can leave your hands to your sides. Okay, so this is the practice. We're going to inhale, draw the knees into chest and overhead. And then exhale, can you keep a flex in your ankles and slowly lower both legs? Inhale, ideally through your nose. And exhale through the mouth, through gently pursed lips. Okay, so we're all practicing at different levels. I mentioned and I'm expressing the hands to the sides. I also mentioned and expressed forming a wedge with the hands beneath the hips or buttock. Okay, and then an alternative is to practice with one leg at a time, right? So go with your level today. Your body will thank you. Okay, and whatever you're doing, if you're doing one leg at a time, switch to the other side. We're going to start creating a cleansing of the bronchial system. Breathing out, making a hissing sound from the breath, stroking the back of your throat. And two more. Breathe in, in. Okay, draw both knees into chest. Again, wedge your hands behind the thighs near the knee creases. And flexing the ankles, let your toes flare, feet hip width apart, streamline your elbows, and let's practice Apanasana, the wind relieving pose. So, shoulders slide down away from the ears, elbows streamlined, breathe. This is too much for your neck, of course. Hold the neck and head. Relax the pelvic floor here. And if you can, feel the breath beneath your thighs, doing your best to encourage the diaphragmatic activity, enhancing your impulse to breathe in the lungs. Okay, breathe in. And good. Slowly release the head. And then one foot at a time. Okay, as you draw the arms back to your sides, again, feel free to let out a sigh or make any scooching or micro movements to further digest your experience so far. Let's bring the feet together and slowly separate the knees. Supta Baddha Konasana, the supine bound angle, often referred to as the butterfly. Okay, I'd like you to move really slowly so that you can sense the action of the inner and outer thighs. In fact, if you'd like more of a challenge, create an isometric dynamic where there's a resistance as you draw your thighs towards each other and as you draw your thighs apart. Try this with an elongation of the lower back against the ground. And good. So two more. These are the anti-slip and fall muscles, and they often atrophy we depend so much on the hip flexors and the hamstrings that often atrophy. Okay, complete. Let's go for the bridge pose now. Setu Bandhasana. Bend your elbows, okay? And place your hands to face each other in a comfortable position that invigorates the palms, okay? Good. Draw the feet a little bit more closely in towards your heels and pressing downwardly with the hips. With the elbows, lift, lift, lift your pelvis. Okay, so again, we're doming the thoracic spine. We're inviting a gentle strength in both the buttock and the thighs, and we're increasing length in the top, the sides, and even the back of the body. So you might feel a remedial gift in your knees. To take care of the neck, you might want to tuck your chin a little bit and then draw the head back a little bit, creating a natural curve in your spine. Okay, stay here, breathing diaphragmatically. Or let's go for 12 of those invigorating breaths, starting with the inhalation. Ha, 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 ha. You can do it. Ha, ha, ha. 4 more. Ha, 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 ha. Good. One more breath in. Give it all you got. And then lengthen and lower the upper back. Good. The middle back, lower back, and tailbone. And then lower the arms, extending one leg at a time. Cross the right ankle over the left ankle. Okay. Slide your heels so that they're in alignment with the midline of your spine. Here we go. Some more core strengthening. See how my legs are crossed? I'm going to engage my inner thighs, firm the buttock, and try to keep my buttock on the floor. I'm going to lift my upper body, okay, and twist. Try to extend the top arm. And we're twisting. And of course, my buttock is coming off the floor a little bit, but the idea is to focus on the upper back. Okay, if you need support for your head, that is just fine. You can bring your hands to gently hold your head. I hope you can feel this activity here in the guy wires of the rectus abdominis and the obliques, belly. Okay, and one more to each side. And come back to center. Okay, so that movement causes me to do a little bit of creasing down. So I'm just going to recenter. Compliment yourself. Feel the self-worth and confidence in your whole being as you notice that you're building and building on this invigorating, gentle flow. Okay, good job. So at this point, we're going to roll over to one side. Part of this practice is to really help the digestive system and everything that goes along with it in order to fully vitalize and detoxify the body. So this is the simple and I think enjoyable movement. We are tilting. Okay, I'm tilting back and then through center and forward. And it's kind of a liquid, lazy movement. There's all sorts of liquids, juices, hydrative activity occurring, and you want to enjoy this. All right, and roll backwardly just one more time. And come on up to center. And I'd like you to come on up onto the bottom elbow. You can see how my elbow is bent and my forearm and hand are moving forward towards you. Okay. I'm also going to place the top arm and hand stably on the floor in front of me and bend my knees slightly. Now, it's not unusual to sag on the shoulder and collapse the rib cage. Let's go ahead and strengthen. It's a little bit of a theme here for shoulder care. Tone the tummy muscles. Top leg. How high can you lift it and lower it? Okay. Remember I mentioned the inner and the outer thighs. And they have a very intimate relationship with spinal health, as you may notice. Okay, strong shoulder. And good, 2 more. You're doing great. All right, release. And now place that top hand underneath your rib cage. And you might notice what I'm doing. I'm going to try and collapse the rib cage and then pull the rib cage up and collapse, not as much the shoulder as it is the rib cage, and then pull it up. Okay, so you can see that I'm also shifting my hips. And if you want to go further with this movement, pull the top arm over your head as you shift your hips away and then pull your arm down. Okay, let's do about 4 more of these. And 3. And good. 4. Nice. So let's switch to the other side. We'll start with our tilting. Okay. Roll forward and back. I just like to remind my students all the time that we balance our diligent application of effort with a kind of a softness and a playfulness and a flow so that we can discharge the cruel taskmaster. Many of us carry a perfectionist or an inner critic that drives us, sometimes waking and sleeping. And so this kind of easy peasy playfulness is a nice way to inform the mind that that's not what it's all about. Okay, good. And then join me on this forearm, bending the knees slightly. Okay, good. Forward hand supported. And lift and lower that top leg. Does it help? I think it does to have nice strength all the way down into the pelvic floor, and to remember to keep the bottom side of your ribcage torso as long as the top. Okay, this is 6, so how about 2 more? All right, release, fortify your strength here, and bring your hand to the inside of your rib cage. Remember this, collapse on the ribs, and then pull the ribs away from the ground. Shoulders strong. Good. There's an energetic band of intelligent energy around the entire waist that is said to be a valuable component to supporting not only your digestion of food and beverages, but also your life experiences. So keep it warm. Okay. And arm overhead. And good. Inhale. Work the hips away and towards the elbow. Good. And 2 more. And wonderful. So pressing up, we're getting ready for a resting period. One of my students has a t-shirt that says Savasana Expert, okay? He is alive and well, even though Savasana means the dead man's pose. And this helps us all remain alive and well when we're practicing this posture. It's not about dying to the body, but dying to this world, letting the world take care of itself, finding the place where you can rest in the stillness of your true self and the great self that is communing with you and through you. So this is a great time if you'd like, if you're going to get chilled, put on your socks, all right? Put on a sweater, grab a yoga blanket, and you can pull that underneath you. You might have a blanket or a small pillow underneath your head if you'd like. You can also put a small pillow or a yoga bolster underneath your knees. Okay, so lots of choices for relaxation. I'm going to slowly stretch out onto the back, right? And I invite you to take, a good 30 seconds or more to discover the alignment as well as the safety in the positioning of the body. Get yourself comfortable, okay? When you're comfortable, you're steady, you're receptive, you're relaxing, then that quality of the life force can really inhabit, expand, and enjoy itself with you. All right, so toss your arms comfortably apart, roll on the back of your head. And join me in taking 3 deep breaths in and out. And notice your level of relaxation. And take a nice deep breath in. And when you exhale, double the relaxation. Feel the life within you. And trust that life within you. There's nothing that you need to do, nothing you need to know, nothing you need to think about. You are wonderfully relaxed, beautifully relaxed, peace, and safe. Remaining completely relaxed, relaxed and receiving. Allow your awareness to expand into your body. Your body is lying on the floor, relaxing and receiving all of the benefits of your yoga practice. Yoga is the union of consciousness with the heart. So bring your attention to your heart. Feel your heartbeat and know the pulsations of your blood. Sense the breath. And riding on the wings of your breath, introduce gratitude. The breath and the body are the best of friends, constant companions. This is your body, your breath. Allowing yourself to feel washed with gratitude. Go ahead and begin to stretch. Luxuriate in your pace as you stretch the body with loving attention. keeping a gentle inward focus. Slowly join me in a seated posture. And we'll complete our practice with a mudra. This is a yoga posture in your hands. It's an energetic and symbolic expression of a particular quality. Because we've been practicing a rather invigorating, gentle flow, let's interlace the fingers and extend the middle fingers. This is called the Matanji Mudra, the mudra of inner harmony and royal rulership. We take the hands to the solar plexus and then allow those extended and joined middle fingers to point upwardly. This mudra increases the impulse to breathe. It also stimulates the digestive system, not only food and beverages, but also the digestion and assimilation of life experience. You are nourished. You are nourished. Sense this mudra as one that stimulates self-esteem, confidence, and the power to choose the life you say that you want. Having expanded that life force intentionally within you and around your personal space, let's dedicate the fruits, the merits of this practice to all beings everywhere. If you'd like, you can join me in the sacred sound of yoga, the sound of Om. Inhaling. Om. Beautiful. Releasing Matanji, bringing your hands together in a position of harmony, love, the recognition of joy, and the light and life force that you are. Bowing your head in the salutation of Namaste. So thank you for practicing yoga with me. I enjoyed that, and I hope you did too. Again, my name is Kelly McKibben with Good Yoga. If you'd like to visit my website, www.goodyoga.net, you'll discover more information about me and also a few more videos. There's also a section where you can access PayPal and make a contribution to me if you have enjoyed this video and would like to support me in my offering to you. Again, thank you and blessings. Be well.